Ancient art refers to the many types of art produced by the advanced cultures of ancient societies with some form of writing, such as those of ancient in China, India, Mesopotamia, Persia, Palestine, Egypt, Greece, and Rome. The art of pre-literate societies is normally referred to as prehistoric art and is not covered here, although some pre-Columbian cultures developed writing during the centuries before the arrival of Europeans. The Art Nouveau movement began in 1890 with the goal of modernizing designs and abandoning the classical, historical styles that had previously been popular. Art Nouveau artists drew inspiration from natural elements such as flowers or insects. Curves, asymmetrical forms, and intense colors were other common motifs of the movement. The Art Nouveau aesthetic also appeared in various media, including decorative art, paintings, architecture, and even in advertisements.
The following are Alphonse Mucha's artwork. Alphonse Mucha Daydream or Reverie 1897, a beautiful Art Nouveau lady. Alphonse Maria Much, often known in English and French as Alphonse Mucha, was a Czech Art Nouveau painter and decorative artist, known best for his distinct style. He produced many paintings, illustrations, advertisements, postcards. Job in 1896, the woman's hair, wild and swirling through a play on ornate interweaving lines, is a typical Mucha style feature. At the time that this was created, women generally did not smoke in public and usually wore their hair up, making this a daring and wild piece. Sarah Bernhardt in 1896. In this poster, Bernhardt is portrayed in her role of the heroine, Emlisinde, in the play La Princesse Lointain, written for her by Edmond Rostand and Premie Red in 1895. The poster proved a great success, prompting Mucha's publisher, F. Champines, to recycle the design for a collector's edition poster without the text, as seen here, and for a postcard. Princess Hyacinth in 1911, Mucha created the famous poster for the ballet named Princess Hyacinth Princezna Hyacinta. The person on the poster is the famous actress, Sedlikova, who was the main star in the ballet. The story behind it is a village blacksmith has a vision that his daughter becomes the Princess Hyacinth and is kidnapped by a sorcerer. His first decorative panels were the Seasons 1896, which consisted of 4 panels presenting the 4 seasons. Zodiac in 1896. Zodiac was Mucha's first work under his contract with the printer Champines and was originally designed as an in-house calendar for the company. In this composition, Mucha incorporated 12 zodiac signs in the halo-like disc behind the woman's head, one of Mucha's customary motifs. The striking design of the zodiac calendar quickly attracted the attention of L. Deschamps, chief editor of La Plume. He bought the rights to distribute it as the magazine's calendar for 1897. Alphonse Mucha's full name is Alphonse Maria Mucha. He was born on July 24, 1860, and died on July 14, 1939. He was known internationally as Alphonse Mucha. At the age of 57, he returned to his homeland and devoted himself to a series of 20 monumental canvases known as the Slav epic. He was a Czech painter, illustrator, and graphic artist, living in Paris during the Art Nouveau period. Best known for his distinctly stylized and decorative theatrical posters, particularly those of Sarah Bernhardt. He produced illustrations, advertisements, decorative panels, as well as designs, which became among the best-known images of the period. In 1928, on the 10th anniversary of the independence of Czechoslovakia, he presented the series to the Czech nation. He considered it his most important work. In the little hamlet of Ivanus in southern Moravia, then an Austrian Empire province, currently a region of the Czech Republic, his mother Mlai was a miller's daughter, while his father Ondej worked as a court usher. His family was quite poor. He intended to continue his education after Volksschule, but his family couldn't afford it because they were also paying for the education of his three-step siblings. In order to be accepted for the choir and have the monastery pay for his academic expenses, his music teacher forwarded him to Pavel. He developed a strong love of religion and later stated, "For me, the ideals of painting, going to church, and music are so closely knit that often I cannot tell whether I appreciate church for its music or music for its place in the mystery which it accompanies." During the Mucha Arts Daydream in 1897, the elaborate artwork is then carefully painted with ink on the sheet using a paintbrush before being printed onto paper, for pieces that must be repeatedly produced like the advertising posters for which Mucha is well known. Next, Job. It is a trademark for the Joseph Bardoux Company, manufacturers of cigarette papers. Mucha's posters for the Job Cigarette Paper Company were so successful that people purchased lithograph copies of them to display as art. Next, Mucha created this poster for a special issue of the journal La Plume. The issue was dedicated to Sarah Bernhardt and included an article commemorating her extremely successful performance in the role of La Princesse Loyton. Next, Mucha used the motif of the hyacinth throughout the entire design, from embroideries to silver jewelry, and for an elaborate circle sparkling against the mossy green background. The portrait of the actress is seen against a sky full of stars and encircled with images from the dream, the blacksmith's tools, a gold crown, hearts speared by arrows of love, the sorcerer's alchemical vessels, and his strange monsters. And lastly, one of Mucha's signature motifs is the halo-like disc behind the woman's head, was used in this composition to represent the 12 zodiac signs. Her regal bearing and elaborate jewelry highlight the woman's stunning beauty. First and foremost, I choose this artist, but I checked first his background where I discovered all the qualities he has. Alphonse Maria Mucha, or better known as Alphonse Mucha, is one of the most famous and well-known painters during the Art Nouveau period. Some of his posters were produced as sets like the Four Seasons. He was also an amateur photographer and used his photographs as templates for his color lithography prints. Aside from that, I admire him for his singing abilities that allowed him to continue his musical education even though his true ambition was to become an artist. In all of his works connected with the arts, I was attracted by the beauty of his creation. I saw his dedication to building them and the meaningfulness of the allegro he chooses. I am sure that the interest and knowledge of the students will be revealed when they glimpse the beauty and meaningful artworks of Alphonse Mucha. However, there are many works by Alphonse Mucha that have been enjoyed by the people, so I was also amazed. And I can say that it will have a good influence, especially on the future generation, that they can better recognize the different concepts of Alphonse Mucha's works.
That's the end of the matter. Thanks for listening.